All right. Hello and welcome to the BodyShotZ Clan podcast. Um, this is our first episode. Today's topic is the coronavirus or COVID-19. The date is the 20th of March 2020, and today I am joined by,
Me, fishy.
yeah, and I am Trainer Cheddar. All right. Let's get to this show on the road.
Hooray.
Yay. All right. The first topic of today is
It's coronavirus.
what is COVID-19, or a subtopic, I should say, whatever.
It's a virus.
Yeah, and some people claim to have do extensive research when all they really have done is watch a couple YouTube videos and just do a quick Google search, which is not really extensive research.
Or even just not even do that stuff. Some people just like listen to what other people say or, whatever.
Yeah, which is not research. All right. Um, on the other hand, I have read a lot. Some of the sources that I read from are the CDC, or what does the CDC stand for? Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and also read up on some articles from Harvard Education, and also from this one research thing, the American Journal of Pathology, Cellular and Molecular Biology and Disease.gov, something like that. So on that page, actually uh, goes through what the what COVID-19 does to the body, and like what it actually goes for, and very in depth of what it actually is. In the video that we post, I'll link all my sources in the description, so those that watch can actually get informed.
Yeah, don't like go to reputable sources.
Yeah,
Go to like government sources and
yeah,
like learning institutions and
yeah.
whatnot.
Twitter is not gonna cut it as one of your
Even
sources.
like news sources like
Some news
CNN, for
sources.
example.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd even venture to say most because they're just not. They have an agenda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're trying to push something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you have to go somewhere that's unbiased
Yeah.
and it's just going to give you the facts.
Mm-hmm. All right. So next subtopic. What does the coronavirus attack? And according to that one page I was talking to you about,
Right? Just say that one page.
um, man, the American Journal of Pathology, Cellular and Molecular Biology and Disease. That page.
Thank you.
um, it can. The main thing that it really attacks is the respiratory tract, um, mainly the lungs. Can
Yeah,
lead
it's
to
compared a lot to
bacterial.
like SARS.
Yeah. It's mainly a viral, and it can sometimes become a bacterial infection. So cases of pneumonia can start popping up and whatnot. It can attack the spleen and lymph nodes, digestive tract, urogenital tract, central nervous system, bone marrow, skeletal muscles, adrenal gland, thyroid gland, testes, and heart. Of course, the most cases is within the respiratory tract. Um, but yeah, that is what it mainly attacks. Yes. It
And what
is.
is it attacking? Like it
It's
as an infection.
it's the cells on like the inner walls of the lungs mostly, but it can attack any cell. It is a virus, so as long as it infects a cell, it can start copying itself and
Yeah.
and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, but the lung is just like the easiest place to get to because we wipe our hands everywhere and then we get it into our face holes, and that's where it can get into.
And so when a cell gets infected, what is it just like it of course the virus starts copying itself, but is the cell like compromised? How what happens after it's infected?
So as soon as the virus enters the cell, um, it hijacks the cell and it starts copying the virus in it. And then once it runs out of resources or space, it'll dissolve that cell wall and then it'll just release. And then it'll
Mm,
start infecting other cells. And that's the reason why washing your hands with soap is so important is because COVID-19's things that there's a layer that protects the DNA, which is the virus, the very small virus particles. It's a lipid layer, and soap will dissolve that lipid layer, so then it destroys the virus. And then with the mechanical motion of like actually rubbing your hands with water, it'll wash that all away.
I mean, in general, wash your hands.
Yeah,
Cover when you cough. Like we shouldn't need a virus to be having to tell these things to people.
yeah, yeah. Just don't be
Like
gross.
be hygienic.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, it's spread around through droplets. Like
Do we actually know how it's spread now? Last I checked,
yes.
we
It's
didn't.
through
Okay.
droplets from like coughing, sneezing, all the little droplets of like water that comes out of your like lungs and coughing. It's all spread
So
through that.
then, is it airborne? Because I thought
Um,
earlier we said it wasn't.
Technically, no, because it is not in the air. It's the droplets in the air that is infected.
Right.
Yeah. Um,
So it's like being, uh, I guess, indirect contact with the goop that comes out when you cough or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why whenever you touch things, you always said it's always said to wash your hands afterwards because those droplets after somebody coughs are floating in the air, but they'll also fall, and then they'll land on these surfaces. When you touch them, you're picking up all those viral particles, you know.
Yeah.
And so yes, wash your hands before you touch your face, and
And cover when you cough. Again,
yeah,
please.
yes. Um, Another statistic is that humans, on average, I think it's like 16 times per hour they touch their face. It's a lot, so you need to wash your hands. And
16. That seems kind of low, honestly.
it's an average. All right, it's an average.
Okay. That's
um,
fair.
yeah. So wash your hands. Next on symptoms. Symptoms.
Are you just reading off of this page?
No.
Mm,
I'm only looking at it because I'm not gonna remember exactly everything. Um, so
well,
symptoms. What do you know about it, Matt?
being in the respiratory tract and whatnot, I could venture to say you're gonna be coughing
Well,
and
yeah,
having,
yeah. Those are the
things
main
with that.
the main symptoms are just coughing,
Coughing, sneezing.
yeah, and fever-like symptoms,
Yeah.
um, stuff like that. Some more severe cases, like I said earlier, will lead to pneumonia, which is a bacterial infection of the lungs. Um, which can be treated with antibiotics. But if it becomes a viral infection of the lungs, there's not really much you can do, and very, very likely chance of death.
Also, something I want to touch on.
Mm.
Not many people know this, but viruses cannot actually be cured per se. You can treat the symptoms, but you can't, go in and kill a virus.
Yeah.
You can take care of like bacteria, which is, you know, uh, like you said, what causes pneumonia or whatever. But yeah, so these cases of COVID-19, it's pretty much just, you know, there's no cure. We can make vaccines, right, that can help prevent infection.
Yeah, but as
Or,
of today,
getting
there
it.
are no current vaccines for it. Just to
Yeah.
note. All right, next. How long can it live on surfaces? As of today, nobody knows, and there is no information out there on how long it can last on surfaces. So, just to be safe, on any surface you touch that hasn't been cleaned, you should be washing your hands afterwards.
And this statistic is really important because it, basically tells you if someone coughs on something, right? How long can you really say before you can safely touch it again,
Yeah.
right? If it's sitting there living, for a week, then chances are multiple people are going to go around, touch it potentially, and get the virus and spread it from there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, wash your hands. Cover when
Yes.
you cough.
All
Moral
right.
of the story.
Next, what people can do to protect themselves from getting infected or spreading it. That's
I wonder.
it's actually pretty simple. You just wash your hands. No kissing, no hugging, no touching. Just be a gamer. All right, it's that simple. Just be a gamer. No social.
Isolation.
Yeah, no
Self.
social
What's
interaction.
what's what's it? Self containment or
Something like that.
whatever.
Something like that. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, just don't, like, do you can go out and do the things that are necessary. Get your groceries for the next couple of days. We'll talk about that later.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, get, like, just the things that are necessary. Otherwise, stay inside, stay at your house or apartment or wherever.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Think that's that. Just a little extra, um, little notice. Um, the U.S. has a couple thousand cases now. I think it's around 5,000 cases in the U.S. And what's happening is that we're in, North America's in a steady um, incline of every 3 days, the amount of cases is doubling. And I'm grabbing this data from ourworldindata.org, which is hosted by the University of Oxford. So, yes, reputable source. And so yeah, every 3 days, this we're just doubling, and people aren't really taking this virus that seriously when they really should be. Uh, it people always are saying that it's comparable to the flu or it's just outblown flu or whatnot, but in reality, the flu has a 0.1% of like death rate, and COVID-19 has a like almost a 3 to 4% death rate, which is a lot higher than the flu. Um,
yeah, the thing is, it's a virus. People are getting it. People are dying.
yeah,
It needs to be taken seriously as, something that needs to be fixed. And yeah, maybe it's not as bad as some other viruses or some things that have happened, but it's still something that needs to be taken seriously, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, I don't think it's so much as this scare being uh you know I don't think the scare should be looked down upon, I guess, inherently, right? I would personally, I would compare it kind of to simping, right? Inherently, simping is not bad per
Mm-hmm.
se,
Mm-hmm.
but the people behind it, the community that surrounds it,
Mm.
is, you know, where the line needs to be drawn,
All right.
right?
Yeah.
Like it, it's perfectly reasonable to be scared of COVID-19, but don't be, going out and being stupid about it, Get your information from reputable sources. Um, leave some toilet paper for the rest of the people, for God's sake. What do you think toilet paper is gonna do for you? What? Oh, I wiped my buttocks. Now I won't get the virus. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
All right.
And like,
So, yeah, the main purpose of bringing up the the virus spreading or doubling every 3 days in the U.S. is flatten the curve, guys. The curve refers to the amount of people versus like the amount of people getting infected versus the amount of capacity in our medical care centers. You know, so if we all get infected at the same time, it'll pass by really quickly, but a lot of people will die because there won't be enough space in medical facilities to take care of those that need it, because everyone's going to be sick at the same time. But if we all get sick slowly over time and flatten that curve, then there will be enough medical facilities open to take care of everyone and less people will die. So just slow down the rate at which people will get sick because it'll happen eventually. But the slower we take this, the better. The less lives will be taken, etc. etc. Yeah,
yeah, and like he said, it's an exponential curve. It's doubling every 3 days.
Yeah, in the U.S. at least.
Yeah, so that means, let's say day one there's one person. The next day there or 3 days, two people. 3 days, now it's four, and then eight, then 16.
Yeah,
And after like 10 days you have like 2,000 people infected.
yeah, and that's only from like what one person, right? So
Exactly. Yeah. So
yeah, keep yourselves safe. Keep other people safe. Think about it like if you're not sick right now, act as if you are sick and just keep to yourself. Um, Same thing if you are sick, just keep to yourself. That'll probably flatten the curve quite significantly if people actually knew what they were dealing with.
just everyone do a sick role play.
Exactly, dude. Sick
Pretend
RP.
pretend like you're in the hospital and you've got this hot clinic.
Yes, dude. This is these are facts. All right. Next. So I've been hearing some words going around that people in stores are, getting aggressive, and people outside are getting aggressive, and there really shouldn't be a need for this. Like it's totally outblown, and well, first of all, I don't even know if it's true or not. It's just a rumor. So I am trying to say that if it were true, then there's absolutely no need for anything like this. And because if you really think about it, we're all humans, right? And what I'm trying to get at is if
Okay,
we.
I'm gonna need you to repeat what you said for the last like minute, because my mom decided to come in and disrupt me.
Oh, do you not have a recording podcast sign on your door?
I apologize.
Yeah, I saw you were muted, but I was really hoping you were listening at the same time. I was trying to stall for as long as I could, but whew, that's really hard.
Let's just breeze over it. Next topic.
Yeah, that's what I was on. Thoughts on people getting aggressive.
Right. It's honestly stupid.
Yeah, like, don't be dumb. Like, we're all human, you know? As long as people don't start killing each other and getting hostile, there's really no point. I've heard rumors of people buying guns, which is extremely unnecessary. Like, that is childish. Because, like, if you are using guns to threaten people, like, over a virus case which should be completely preventable, like what? Like, I question.
I mean, people
Go
are
ahead.
taking it as, it's the end of the world. They're like, it's doomsday.
Yeah, like, there's
And
no need for that.
it's really not. Yeah, it's something that needs to be taken seriously, but it's
Yeah,
it's being worked on. We have people um, working on a vaccine, and we have the medical, uh, you know, those people working to treat the cases that we have. So we're not to that point.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it shouldn't be, taken that way.
There's like this stigma around like doomsday, and you need to like prepare yourself, and all that from all these movies that people watch in Hollywood and all that. But we're gonna tap on that later. But yeah, just don't be aggressive. We're all human, and then this kind of rolls into like the value of life. If you actually do plan on killing somebody, like why? Is it really worth taking a life away because of a disease that can be prevented just by washing your hands and staying away from people? Like
Yeah.
what is your value of life if you do that? Because you understand that if when you take away a life, you're taking away every experience that they had that nobody else will be able to experience ever. All of their knowledge, all of their connections, everything, and it's gone in an instant. Like, how could anybody do that? Like, it's horrible.
Yeah, and there's a term, I believe it's something along the lines of like dehumanization or something. It's where there's a disconnect between, um, perceiving another person and actually understanding that they, there's a life behind that person and they have their own experiences
Yeah,
and
man.
whatnot. And I feel like that situation happens all too often where you don't realize that the other person is in fact another person and has their own life, has their own is fighting their own battles and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly,
So
man. Like, people these days are so desensitized just because we see death all the time and it's played off so easily, like in all those action movies like John Wick. He just shoots somebody, It's instant, and then they're off screen. They're only there for like half a second. But like, if you think about it, that person was just working, you know? They had a family and everything. But, like, yeah. I mean, it's that simple. Like, just think, you know?
You
Um,
know what I find interesting is like thinking about the people that will take their own life. Like, for example, take the hijackers of 9/11. What do you like? What what was going through their mind that um, justified not only taking their own life but taking other people's lives to what make some sort of statement like he they lived their own full lives and all that, yet still justified it.
yes. Um, I believe that topic, or that area of discussion lies within, like, more on religion, like how devout they are, and they want to send a message, and they're sacrificing themselves for their God, you know. Um,
Yeah.
and at that point, you know how religious people are, you know. They'll do anything for their God, but because I know there's an example in Christianity, there is a story, I believe, where the Christians crusaded some other religious, I believe it was the Jews, and they were instructed to kill everyone, I believe. Um, and at like, even the children, the females were killed, and this is Christianity. Like, this is what supposedly what their God told them to do. And if you think about it, like, how can you just sit there and say that you worship a God that will tell you to kill a little girl? And
Yeah.
because, like, apparently the Christian reasoning behind this is that, oh, um, we are relieving them of their earthly, you know, bounds or whatever, and we're letting them live infinite happiness in heaven, or some shit like that. Like, are you serious? Like, you're literally removing life off of this planet because of some fake god that is telling you to kill people. Like,
Right.
people don't
Okay, we're kind of
understand.
straying. Let's let coronavirus.
Yeah,
What's up
coronavirus.
with that?
Um. Yeah. What do the members of the BodyShotZ clan, or what are they doing to keep them safe, or themselves safe? So, Matt, go
Well,
ahead.
being only two people here, I think I speak for everyone in the BodyShotZ clan when I say we're all gamers.
Mm-hmm.
We've not changed a thing in our life,
Yep, I
except
can
for
agree.
potentially not going to school, in which case
It's even better.
we've not changed anything in our lives. I mean, yeah, we all play games a lot. We just sit in our rooms, social distancing is kind of a part of it, you know?
Yeah, that's just a norm in gamer life, you know.
As a fellow gamer, as an avid member of r/gaming, um, yeah.
Yep.
What are
Yep.
you,
Mm-hmm. Go
you
ahead.
doing the same?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
I'm doing exactly that. You read my mind. Are you're literally here with me, dude.
Except for that I'm not.
Yep.
Two different places.
Mm-hmm. What
Because of, yeah.
is on your Doomsday Shopping list, and how many days will it last?
Nothing. It's my personal belief that when Doomsday comes, if it comes, it's inevitable, you know? If it's
And
coming, then it's coming. There's nothing you can do to, you know,
all right, but I meant
whatever.
doomsday as in the inevitable quarantine, because states have been quarantined for up to a month. You're not allowed outside your house, you know. So,
Yeah.
are you buying anything to like stock up for that month? That's gonna come, you know.
No, I mean, obviously you're getting canned foods and stuff, the stuff that can last longer. But other than that, no. I mean, it's like, like I was saying, it just live how you've been living. Just, you know, you obviously need to be able to sustain yourself. So you're getting canned foods and other things that can last longer, right?
Mm-hmm. But for a
So,
whole month,
yeah. I mean,
damn.
what do you really need?
All right, fair enough.
Like, what are you going to the store on a month-to-month basis, even a week-to-week basis, to sustain yourself? Food?
But like with the incoming, quarantine, like you're not allowed to go outside during quarantine, so you're literally locked down into your house. And if you're seen outside, I believe you're given a ticket or some shit like that. But like,
Well, who's gonna be there to enforce it? Cops?
I
They're
believe
gonna get tickets too then.
I believe they're not on quarantine. Law enforcement is
This is unfair.
not. So, yeah, that's what the doomsday shopping I was talking about. So
But yeah, again, I mean, just
so
get
are you going to be able
your
to sustain yourself for an
sustain your
entire month, 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, without anything?
Yeah, I mean, we have the internet, so we can, entertain ourselves there. And other than that, as long as we have food, shelter over our head, water.
Damn, dude, how big is your fucking pantry?
Well, yeah, again, you just need canned goods. You could get a thing of SpaghettiOs, and that'll give you like 2 or 3 meals in a little bitty can.
What? I don't understand.
Well, what are you eating?
Not one can for a one day. That's that's so little.
Well, of course you're eating multiple cans because you're making meals, but even still,
But you said one little
just
can for 2 to 3 meals, and don't regular people eat 2 to 3 meals a day?
yeah.
So one
I'm
little can a
talking
day.
one little can is like, the thing of SpaghettiOs, the regular thing that you get. You get SpaghettiOs, you get the can. And that they got a lot of SpaghettiOs in that can.
Dude, what do you mean that's mostly sauce? Don't, bruh.
I
That's
don't know
mostly,
what SpaghettiOs you're getting, but it is not mostly sauce.
bruh. And even if it wasn't mostly sauce, like, how are you gonna call that 2 to 3 meals? That's literally like one or half.
You, I don't know what SpaghettiOs you're getting, but
The regular size
a
can.
regular person, I'm baffled. I am
I
at
am
a lack
baffled.
of
Are you
words.
joking? And how are you gonna live off of SpaghettiOs for a whole month? Come on.
I don't like SpaghettiOs, so I'm not gonna live off of SpaghettiOs. I'm gonna live off of regular canned food.
All right.
And also, food these days is made to last. Let's be honest. They've
I
got,
can agree with that.
preservatives and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Your food's gonna last,
Yeah.
you know?
All right. Well, that's cool. On my doomsday shopping list, Well, toilet paper has been sold out for the past week, so haven't been able to get that. But it's okay. I don't need toilet paper. I don't use it. I just like shower after every time I use the restroom. So,
I've
squeaky clean, you know.
low key, high key been thinking about a bidet for a while now, cause I've got
Well, then what are you gonna
I've
do
got
with
some
all the?
hairy cheeks,
What are you gonna do with all the excess
and
water? You know. Because I mean, it's gonna
it's a
drip.
toilet.
It's gonna drip. You know, and water clings
It's
to your.
just been bideted. You have a clean pair of butt cheeks.
Okay, and are you just gonna like wipe all that water into your undies?
No.
Then
Well,
what do you?
I've never used a bidet before, so I don't know,
Well, a
but I would
bidet
assume that.
sprays your
Yes, I
underside,
understand how a bidet works.
and water clings to your underside, and you can't just like
I am
shake it
completely
off.
aware of how a bidet works.
Okay, then
I
what are you
would
gonna do with all the excess water that clings to your skin?
hope it's not clinging to your skin. I don't know what kind of skin you have,
Well,
but water does not cling to your skin.
Okay, well, then answer me this. When you wash your hands, do you just air dry it? Or like and you don't have like paper towels or like a Dyson dryer or some shit like that. Do you just like let it dry in the air or do you like put your gloves on? Cuz putting your gloves on
it off.
Yeah, but you can't do that
Shake
to
the
your
water off.
you
Yeah,
can't
you
do that to
can.
your butt, dude.
What are you talking about?
That's bruh. That's basically what you're doing with a bidet.
Yeah.
You're spraying water onto your underside, just like how you spray water from a faucet onto your hands. And you can't shake that water off of your ass.
Yeah, you can.
What are you going to do? Are you gonna like twerk the water off? You're gonna twerk the water off.
Every time after I poop, I'm gonna use my bidet and I'm gonna twerk.
Alright, but first you're gonna need a bidet.
Guys, if anyone's got an extra bidet, I'm willing to do this for science.
Alright, next. What is our family's thoughts and practices on COVID-19? So, have you ever like heard of your family like talking about it and like what they're planning on doing, or like what are their thoughts on it?
I'd say conversation on it is inevitable. I'm sure everybody's talked about it with, their family and everything.
Mm-hmm.
My family is, in the same vein as how I think. It's the scare around it is, I'm at a lack of words. I don't know what the right word I'm thinking of is, but it's justified. The people are blowing it out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
Wash your hands and everything.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
All right.
So yeah.
Have any of them brought up any religion or anything, or politics?
I mean, we're Catholic, so we go to church like every Sunday. But with social distancing and all that, we can't do that, obviously. But other than that, nothing in terms of religion. Politics, I mean, I wouldn't say it would be a specific group for politics to be, common conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least in a family setting. So, no, politics has not really, been discussed much.
All right.
In terms of COVID-19, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, my family, I don't talk to my family, but I've heard them talking amongst each other, and some conversations are very small brain, as I would put it. My little sister in elementary, saying how the other day I heard her talk about how, oh, the coronavirus was in the Bible, so yeah, we're all gonna die and the world is ending soon. And I was sitting there dumbfounded, like, what the fuck? Like, the just the amount of people that are so uninformed is just it's just crazy. It's
I think
absolutely
we
crazy.
do have to keep in mind that this is your younger sister, who's how old is she?
I have no clue.
Let's just say like 12. She's in you know, not even in high school. I wouldn't say probably not even in what, junior high.
Yeah.
So
But
let's keep that in mind.
in the age
But
of
even still,
but
you
in the
know,
age of technology where we are right now, and she has a better fucking iPhone than I do. I think she's got like iPhone X or some shit like that. And like in this age of technology where everyone has access to freaking all the knowledge in the world, right? Like at least at the very least we could do is spread good information. Cuz like the fact that she's getting this misinformation, like this false information, some bullshit from wherever she got it's very concerning about the you know what the internet is, you know, because
yeah, and
yeah,
honestly, like young kids and everything should not have to be worrying about this kind of stuff. Of course, they should be, you know, taking the same precautions,
yeah,
cover up when you cough, wash your hands. Although that's something that they should be being taught anyways,
mm-hmm.
but they shouldn't have to be, you know, oh, there's this deadly virus,
Yeah,
you know, spreading rapidly.
yeah, and you know how like little kids are like super impressionable, so like whenever they watch movies and whatnot, and yeah, it'll affect, it'll reflect on how they act and see the world, you know, because they haven't been alive for that long, so they're not as experienced in what they know and what they should know.
They haven't been alive as long as I. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
I've got a couple years under my belt.
Exactly.
I've seen a thing or two.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Those dumb little kids.
yeah, I know, right? We've got how many more years on them? Like 18? 17 fucking, well, 6 since they gained ability to speak or something like that. I don't know. Kids are dumb.
Are
But
you 10?
almost. Almost there.
Oh man, dude. You're so old.
Yeah, man. You should have seen it. I hugged the daycare sitter yesterday. Oh, yeah.
Just have my double digits birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited, man. I'm almost a teenager.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on the public view and reaction on COVID-19?
I mean, I've already talked about this a bit.
Yeah, it's just dramatized. You know, I don't think that's a word, but you get the idea.
Yeah. It
Yeah. Just like the effect of like Hollywood and the cinema realm, it just it kind
I
of
mean,
like
Twitter especially.
yeah, like Twitter is
Just
like the wood that feeds the flame, but Hollywood and whatnot is what sparks it. You know, it's this idea of doomsday and how the world's gonna end. It's just so overblown and uncalled for and childish. You know.
And it's good that, you know, these celebrities and everything are taking their precautions and, you know, speaking out to other people to do the same,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in a position of, you know, where people look up to them, or, you know, look for them for influence and whatnot. It's good that they're doing it, but the people that aren't and are, saying it's the same thing as the flu or whatever, are spreading misinformation, you
Mm.
know, and it's sad to see.
Yeah. I think that is all our topics. Do you have any final thoughts before we end off this podcast?
Um, Listen, guys, wash your hands. I don't know if I've said this, but yeah, wash your hands. Um, Cover when you cough. Just want to make sure I put that in there in case I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean,
All right, this has been episode 1 of the coronavirus with the BodyShotZ clan leader and members, and
hopefully we'll get more people next time.
yeah, more people incoming next episode whenever we do post it in like 6 months. But yeah,
Maybe we do that now so that we don't forget.
all right. Stay safe, you guys. To our like tens of viewers, maybe less, but yeah, stay safe, stay informed. Yeah.